All right, welcome to today's video. Finally doing something that I'm excited to work on, something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I knew that if I were to get it early on, I won't progress as much. Now I think I'm finally at the stage where this tool will benefit me and help me a lot. But before we get to that, if you haven't seen the last video, we replaced the fluid damper on it. My stock one fell apart at the track, and I kind of left a little cliffhanger there towards the end of that video. It sounded like there was a rod knock, but after looking to it more, I wasn't the only one who experienced the same sound. What it ended up being was there are three little nubs on the fluid damper, and that part rubs on the plastic timing belt cover. Some people, they will modify the timing cover, which some I probably don't recommend. Keep the dirt out as much as you can. There are some people who grind off the nubs on the fluid damper. I also don't recommend, because I don't want any defects on it and possibly ruin the warranty. So I'm just gonna let it self-clearance itself. There are three nubs on the fluid damper that eventually wear away on the plastic cover, and then that sound will go away. Now that we got that out of the way, what I'm most excited about is this. So in the previous video, you saw that I purchased a Part Shop Max handle. I bought the PBM handle, reason because I think it's probably the best looking one. Once it's installed, it'll look something like I think like that, and I think that looks such a clean install. Obviously this will be all covered and it just looks cool. So I got this from Part Shop Max along with their lines. Now I did go with a separate reservoir setup as opposed to an inline setup. I personally wanted the two systems to be separated. If anything happens, I have one or the other to save me. So if my brakes fail for whatever reason, at least for the rear, I have the hydro. And the hydro fails for whatever reason, at least I still have my e-brake, my stock e-brake there. So back to what I'm saying. So I got the lines from Part Shop Max. As for the brackets and hardware, I got this from 248 Fab. Shout out to Lunatic. Got this shipped out pretty quick. The reason why I got these was because if you look at, honestly, if you look at any other brand like Excessive or PMC, they're all pretty much look the exact same thing, both the same way. So I just chose 248 because they're the cheapest. For the calipers, I got two of the LiQWYD calipers, Dyno Pro Light, I think. These are the same ones that pretty much every single dual caliper bracket manufacturer use on their setup. I got the pads, Teflon tape, and also I got two of these fittings here. So on the LiQWYD, it uses a 18-27 NPT. However, for Part Shop Max line, you notice they use banjo bolts. Reason because their line is actually made specifically for their setup, which uses Z32 calipers, but these don't come with the correct fitting to use with the LiQWYD caliper. So if you are going the exact same setup, which is PBM handle, PBM lines, and LiQWYD calipers, you're going to need two of the 18-27 NPT fitting to a -3 AN line in order to work. All right, so now that we got all the parts out of the way, I will also put all my parts in the description. That way, if you want to have the same setup, it's all there for you. Now, I think the game plan for today is at least get the handle installed, because if I don't finish today, at least it's in the car and it looks pretty sick. And then we're gonna do the brackets, the calipers, and then the lines last. And if I have time today, I would like to bleed it and also take it on a test drive, but we'll see if I have time. If not, on the next video, we'll bleed it, we'll test drive it, and then take it to the track, because I am driving in about 2 to 3 weeks. So it'll be interesting to use that for the first time ever. I've never used a hydro nor even the stock e-brake. So it'll be interesting to learn. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the interior part. All right, so first thing first, we have to remove this plastic piece up here, and then we have to move this airbag module here. All right, before I install the handle, I know I have to trim this piece right here. I know for sure I have to enlarge in this hole, and I think this piece back here goes away, but I'm gonna start off by enlarging this, removing this piece, and slowly trim, and I'll let you know what it looks like after it's been done. All right, so after multiple test fit, finally got how I wanted it. So basically I trim, there's 2 posts right here. I trimmed this completely off, and then more, just a little bit there, left that post there. I had to trim a little bit on this little piece right here. The bracket was hitting it, so trimmed it just a little bit. Also, I had to trim this whole cigarette piece right here. I had to enlarge the hole a little bit. I also had to trim a little bit right here. That way, when the handle comes down, it clears this part. And last but not least, I also trim this part right here. There is a little stopper nut or bolt on the PBM handle that hits this, so I trimmed it as much as I could. But that's pretty much all that you had to trim for the most part. I need to find this cover piece, because the goal is to at least have it on there. It won't stay, but have it on there and then glue it on the back. But I don't know where that piece is, so I gotta find that. But that's something I can do later on. I will throw this in the cart and let you see. So after all that trimming, this is what it looks like now. So I can pull this, it clears that little spot right there, just like that. And then if I shift, it's not in the way, and this thing looks amazing, sweet. I can't wait. And from my point of view, I guess it does block this screen a little bit, but not too bad. But wow, that thing looks so sick. So I don't have this thing fully installed yet because I do have to run the lines. But before we do that, let's go to the back and install the calipers and brackets. All right, so the rotor's off, calipers on there. I know it looks like I have to trim this piece right here. From what I've seen, you want to cut like right here and then remove all of that. I'm gonna try with a Dremel. I do have snipping tools, but I'm gonna try with a Dremel and see how that goes. All right, so that went pretty easy. I guess because the metal is so thin, but basically I cut it and then shaved it down a little bit or deburred it. That way it's no sharp point. But I went ahead and hammered in, that way nothing is sticking out and cut myself or something like that. I guess so now, test fit the brackets and see how it fits. Yo, that's sick. All right, so it's mocked up right now. Nothing's fully bolted. I just want to see what it looks like. And this thing looks pretty sick. Everything was smooth installed. The only hard one. Now, I would say this little, maybe you can see it, but you can't. Maybe this angle right here. This bolt right here, all the way down here, that one's a little tough to get to because you hardly have any space. So I'm definitely gonna Loctite that bolt. I'm gonna Loctite that one too. That way it doesn't move or anything like that. But so far, like, that bolt's good. That OEM caliper bolt's good. So everything's good. So I think what I'm gonna do is do the same thing on the other side and then run my lines. So I noticed that some people, they would drill a hole somewhere up here to run their lines, but I did notice that my ABS sensor wire, there's a grommet here that feeds right through inside, so I'm gonna try to reuse this hole if possible. So run the lines through here and then into the LiQWYD caliper. So, but I'm gonna get to the other side, get that done first, and then we'll do the lines next. Alrighty, so I got both brackets on, both calipers, everything's all tightened, everything's good to go. Unfortunately, I don't have time to run the lines, bleed it, and also take it for a test drive because I gotta pick up my daughter. But I guess this is considered as part one, and part two, we'll bleed it and take it for a test drive and then go straight to the track after that, hoping everything goes as well. So stay tuned for part two, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. That way you get notified for part two, and see you in the next video. Peace.